we have Judgment in the Tower pulling out first. There is a judgment call being made that might destroy things. Not to be too drastic here, but there's some destruction happening with false facades. When you build a foundation without a strong foundation or without trueness, say you try to get to the top of things without actually earning it, you kind of cheat your way to the top. You built your house on a faulty ground, and it's easier to fall. So when someone actually finds out, when someone actually knows what you're up to, they're gonna call you out on it. They're gonna call a judgment on you. They're speaking the truth about you. So there's someone here, whether it's you or a different entity, you're speaking the truth on someone, and it might cause a tower moment for them. So we have the Knight of Cups and the High Priestess as well. I think you've been holding this in for a while. I think you know that there's something's up here, right? Like when you see something in front of your face and it looks fishy, right? If it quacks like a duck, it walks like a duck, you know, that whole saying, it is a duck then. I think you've done your own research with the High Priestess. It's about intuition and listening to your gut, right? About some love interest. But you've been holding it inside. You haven't spoken a word about your judgment call on whoever this is. But you're listening to your gut and you're actually believing it, which is good because you should. If you're in the High Priestess energy, you know how to listen to your gut and believe it. You know, that a lot of people have intuition, but they're afraid to use it or afraid to believe it, right? They almost rationalize themselves out of their own intuition. But with the High Priestess is in charge of her intuition, is in charge of, you know, her thoughts, her feelings, and the intuitive downloads that she's getting. And she's highly aware of what's going on around her. She might not speak it outright, but she knows everything. She's not stupid. You're not a stupid person. You know what's going on. And if you speak your truth, this judgment call, you're calling someone out. You're calling someone out who might actually like you, right? This person has feelings for you, but you're calling them out on some bullshit. And it's gonna cause some sort of upheaval, a tower moment, maybe a destruction of their own false structure that they've created for themselves. This is not what you want to do. You know, like, you're not the type of person to want to ruin people's lives. But when you are involved somehow and you see what's going on in front of you, you're gonna say something eventually, and that's where you're going with this. Strength card is about standing up for your beliefs, being noble in your approach to things. If you see something, say something. That's a typical New York saying, right? And we also have the sun here. So when you stand in your strength, you remain fulfilled and happy, and you go after the truth, the sun, what is happiness to you. When someone is around you or something is happening around you that just seems fishy, it doesn't seem right, but your intuition is screaming at you that something is wrong, you know how to take, that into accountability and be like, okay, well, I don't really know the facts here, but I know something's up. I know something is wrong here. It's something to do with your happiness and someone around you that also likes you, but there's some kind of shadiness that you're calling out, or the truth is going to come to the surface about what's really happening behind the scenes. Like, you can feel it. Even if you have an idea of what it might be, you might very well know what it is, but you don't have the proof, of it. But it's going to come out, because the truth always comes out, especially when you're in a place that there's a lot of, whatever place this is, there's happiness around it. Like, a lot of people might share this happiness together. And this person right here, even though he is the Knight of Cups and he enjoys your company, there's something shady going on here, and you're not going to sit back and just take it lightly because your gut is twisting in knots. There's something wrong, like it's almost like the too good to be true kind of energy. It's like, look at us, everything's perfect, but like you get this eerie feeling, like the hairs stand up on your arms, your stomach is tight and knotted, like you might get butterflies, or however you feel your intuition giving you the red flags of, hey, something's wrong here. You could just feel it, even if people are putting on the show of like, look at us, we're so happy, right? It's about standing up for your beliefs, speaking your truth, and going against the odds, because there might be a lot of people that might not understand what's really happening. But again, it's about your intuition screaming at you, and you can't deny your intuition. You haven't said anything. We have the High Priestess and the Moon. So this is like, okay, yeah, my intuition is screaming at me saying, something is wrong here, and I know it. I know something's wrong. I might not know exactly what's happening, but I know that things are shady. And I haven't said anything yet, but as soon as you actually open your mouth and you call the shots of what's happening, you call someone out on like, yeah, I see you. I see what you're doing. Okay, you can't trick me. We have the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. It's about action, standing up for yourself, standing up for your beliefs. And especially if you have this gut feeling that something's wrong, you got to speak up. There's the Moon, the Hermit. It's all about like holding things in, going inward, checking yourself before you wreck yourself. Don't judge me. It just comes to my head. You almost like, you're like crossing your T's and dotting your I's before you say something, right? Like you've held it in for a very long time, but now you're like, there's too many coincidences, there's too many scenarios where this is wrong, there's too many things that are making me feel uncomfortable, and I'm seeing it, even though it's right below the surface. It's like hiding in plain sight. There's, people might be in this manipulative energy of being like, yeah, I can do whatever I want because people can't see what I'm doing. But you can. And you've held it in for a really long time. So, do you say something out loud? Do you put spotlight on yourself by saying this? Because when you call someone out, when you are someone that is a whistleblower, all the spotlights turn on you, and then you get a lot of backlash. So it's kind of like you're holding back because you know that if you speak up or if you say something, you're going to get some backlash, or you might get some bad attention, some attention that you might not want, and that's why you've been holding it in. But your intuition knows the answer. And if your intuition is telling you, your gut is telling you, this is definitely wrong, there's something weird happening here, I don't like it, you have to learn to just speak up once in a while. And it's hard because you have to figure out the right way to say it, and you have to figure out the right timing to say it. It's timing, turf, and tone. Those are all important things when you have to say something important to somebody, especially if it's something negative. You might be talking to an emperor. You might be talking to someone that is involved or in charge of an organization. Okay? This is giving you anxiety over it, because it's the cognitive dissonance of everything looks perfect on paper, and a lot of people can't see what I see, but I see it, and it's giving me anxiety because my gut is just screaming, and my intuition is screaming, but it's contradicting to what is being shown to the public. So of course that would make you very anxious. You might be staying up late at night and just being like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I have to, do I say something? Do I just let it go? It's sad though, because there's a lot of betrayal here, and there's heartache, and there might be people that leave. But again, if you're already calling this out and you already know this to happen, it's not a big surprise that that's going to happen. But still, even if you know that there's what's going to happen next, if you speak up, it still doesn't mean that it won't hurt, right? It still doesn't mean that you still feel this way you do, whether you say something or you don't. So the question is, what do you do, right? Maybe it's just being around water to contemplate things. Water is high, it's related to intuition and emotions. Water signs are highly intuitive. Sometimes taking a bath, soaking your feet in Epsom salt, taking a hot shower, whatever, going to the ocean, listening to water sounds, whatever it is, could help you relax, help you clear your mind, and help you really tune into what to do next. Do I do this? Do I not? Do I start this argument? Do I not? Is this a fight for me, or do I just let it go? How you feel inside, but sometimes just being around water will help you understand or figure out what to do next. You'll be able to fly more freely, when you cleanse yourself, your body, and hopefully you'll get the right answer through meditation and being still. When you remain in stillness, especially around water, and you really just kind of clear your mind and meditate on things, the answer will eventually pop into your consciousness, your psyche, and you'll know it's the right answer and what to do next. And until you get to that point, you have to clear your mind, give yourself space away from people, away from different energies, so you can fully integrate your intuition into yourself. Really download what you need to download, in solitude. And water will help you with this. So hopefully you'll get the right answer on what to do here. But remember that your intuition is a message. You could say a message from God, a message from your higher self, a message from your ancestors, whatever it is, it's a message. And you can't deny what your body is telling you. Your body gives you signs for a reason. So learn how to listen to them, interpret them correctly, and then make plans consciously on what to do next. You'll know what the right thing is to do is. It will come to you.